class. Hope you're ready for another day of challenge, because I am ready for another day of challenging you. So we're going to start off not with a challenge, 100% not with a challenge, more of a review, because we always did our presents every single day, and now that we don't do them every single day, I just want to make sure that I do have you doing them every once in a while. You'll see a video that has them on there, so that way they stay stored. So I'm going to scoot back a little so we can see our presidents. So as you can see, these are the presidents. Definitely there's more that we have done, but these are the ones we're going to cover. Okay, so make sure you're saying them, because remember how we learn? Remember, we see it, we say it, we hear it, then we store it. So make sure you're doing those different things. Okay, so we have George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, Abraham Lincoln, Theodore Roosevelt, Franklin Roosevelt, John F. Kennedy, Jimmy Carter. This is one of our new ones. Jimmy Carter. Ronald Reagan, another new one, Ronald Reagan. So Jimmy Carter, Ronald Reagan, those are our newer ones that we hadn't said all year long. George H. W. Bush, Bill Clinton, George W. Bush, Barack Obama, Donald Trump. So our presidents, so those are our presidents that we have now. So we know that, where does Donald Trump live? Because he's our president right now. That is our president right now. Yes, he lives in the White House. That is where he lives. He lives in the White House. Now, all presidents will live in the White House. It's kind of like their house when they're president. They have their own home somewhere else, but this is where they live. They live in the White House. So the only person that never did live in the White House, of course, was George Washington. George Washington did not live in the White House because why? Wasn't built yet. So you can't live in something that's not built yet. Can't live in there. So if we wanted to take a little tour and go inside the White House, and we wanted to know, where does Donald Trump do some of his work? Or any president, where do these presidents do their work? Do they have like an office? And the answer is yes, they do have an office. They have the Oval Office, So this is where a lot of decisions are being made. So as you can see, there's his desk. There is our seal, the American seal. They have the American flag that is behind them too. So other things that symbolize America, because we have the bald eagle, we have the White House, of course the American flag, our amazing American flag, and then we have Mount Rushmore. Who remembers the 4 presidents that are on Mount Rushmore? Who is this? George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, Theodore Roosevelt, Abraham Lincoln. Good job. Those are our 4 presidents that are on Mount Rushmore. Now remember, on our chart that we were doing, this is the chart we would do every morning. So as you can see, our 2 new ones are down here at the bottom. There's Jimmy Carter and Ronald Reagan. So we also had, remember, I'm going to come closer, Woodrow, I have a hard time, like that does not roll off my tongue. Woodrow Wilson. Remember, he is the president when women began to vote. When people were able to vote. Not everybody got to vote. What makes our country amazing now that we do. We have the right to vote. We have the right to voice. We have a right for our voice to be heard. There are things that we need to be able to vote. Who remembers those things, that to be able to vote, you need to be, 18 years or older. Born in the United States. But what if you're not born in the United States? Is there a way? Yes, you take a test to become a citizen of the United States. Then we also we were talking about, let me find Grover Cleveland. So right here, here's Grover Cleveland. Remember we were talking about him. He was president when we were gifted the Statue of Liberty, the Statue of Liberty. So when we have the Statue of Liberty, remember when people would come, they would see that freedom, like this is an amazing, they're coming to our country and they're going to have the freedom to do things, the freedom to do things. So we live in an amazing, amazing country. And yes, we are definitely strong. And we, like we talked way back in the beginning of September, united. When we're united as one, we are amazing. We are an amazing. So that is a little bit of a recap of what we've been talking about all year long. But now it's time to go into our new stuff. Not so much really new. We've been doing it, but then I started using these words. I always did nouns. You always heard nouns, person, place, or thing. And then recently you've been hearing me talk about verbs, and you've been hearing me use the word adjectives. We've always used them, but now we are kind of hearing those words to go with them. So when you were describing things and we knew a color and we knew that word red described, I never really was saying to you, I wasn't saying to you, oh, that is an adjective. That is describing it. No, I didn't use that word. Am I using it now? Yes, I am using it now. Will you hear that next year? Yes, you will. Yep, yes, you will. Yes, you will. So I want to make sure you're ready. So that way it's things you've been doing already. The only difference is I'm saying verbs, I'm saying adjectives, and that way you know when you hear that later, then you know. Just like nouns. Remember when nouns, what did I tell you? Person, place, or things. But I also told you you're going to start hearing that they're going to do ideas. I didn't do the idea one. I only did the person, place, or thing, but I wanted you to know later on, will you hear that? Yes, you will. And that is the thing. We want to make sure that it's not like, what? I never heard that. Mrs. Seaver didn't tell me that. Yes, if you were listening, I kind of told you it's coming. It's coming. And a lot of you already stored it, so which is amazing. So things we're going to need today. Things we're going to need today. You need 3 colors. You need 3 colors. These are my handy dandy colors that I'm going to need. I'm going to need those. As you can see, this is why. Yellow is going to be for nouns. Red is going to verbs. Adjectives are going blue. So I do need those 3 colors. So I need colors, I need scissors, I need my glue stick, I need my number 7 packet, and I need the yellow packet out of it. I need the yellow packet out of it. So please get all those items. So push pause. So push pause, and then please join me when you have all of your items. All of your items. So again, this is the color you're going to need. Yellow. You're going to need yellow. Okay, so welcome back. I see everybody's got all their items. All their items. So we are going to definitely start here. We're going to start here. So nouns, we know. Person, place, or thing. And then we have our verbs. Our verbs are going to be like our action words. What are we doing? Like right now, Mrs. Sievert's talking. And then you might be writing. Those are things that you're going to be doing. Things you're going to be doing. Describing. If I'm going to say Mrs. Sievert is using the red marker, what I'm using, this red marker, describe the marker I was using. Because if you didn't give it a color, who knows what color I was using. But once you described it, you all knew, yes, Mrs. Sievert's using the red marker. That is what she's using right now. So we are going to be detectives, and we've got to find the words that are nouns. We've got to find our verbs, and we have to find our adjectives. We are going to do this together. So if you open up your packet, you're going to look for this page. This is the page you're going to look for right here. This right here. Whoops, I'm too close. There we go. That is what we're looking for. I took this part. I cut mine out already. Please don't cut yours out yet, because then it's going to make it hard. And I just made it a little bit bigger. Bigger meaning I took it on the copy machine. Remember when I go in the copy machine and make copies? And I just made it a little bigger. Why I did that is because I want to be able to, for you to see it, and then we can also, all my magnets I used on my president, so I had to find some others. So I'm going to put those there. So that way we can color together. Now remember, we're not going to color the whole thing. What are we going to do? Yeah, all of you that said, we're going to put a dot. Yes, exactly. We are going to put a dot to, is it a noun? Is it a verb, an action word, something they're doing? Or is it an adjective describing something? Okay, are we ready? Here we go. We're going to start with this first word right here. So when you're looking at yours, do you see how it's the same thing? It's right there on the top. Mine is just a little bigger. I just cut mine out. That's the only thing that is different. Flower. This word is flower. Is flower a noun, a verb, or an adjective. And what I want you to do is I just want you to hold up whatever you're going to do, whatever one you are going to do, and don't put your dot yet until I show you. So again, I'm going to say it so that way we can all be doing the right thing, okay? So flower. If you think it's a noun, you should be holding this up. Verb, if you think flower is an action word, or if you think flower is describing. Okay, are you ready to see the color? Yellow. So let's put yellow is a flower. Flower is a noun. So I'm going to put my yellow dot right there. So as you can see, let me go a little bit closer. Sometimes I have to hide my face and then I have zero idea what it's showing it there. Okay, I'm going below flower. Below flower, this word is pretty. Pretty. Is pretty a noun? A person. Is pretty a verb, an action word? Is it showing me what we're doing? Can you do pretty? Or is pretty an adjective? An adjective describing. Okay, so put your color up. Let's see what I forgot my name. Mrs. Sievert's going to do. What am I going to do? Okay, you ready? Here we go. Blue. Blue. Pretty describes. You look very pretty today. That dress is very pretty. So that is definitely, those flowers are really pretty. So I put my blue dot. So I am going to go now below that one, below. Now remember, we had our words, our preposition of describing where things are. Remember we were talking about that? Below, there's the word. So remember, that's when we had our dog. I was going to show you my dog. My dog's disappeared. It's back there somewhere. Kite, next word, kite. Is kite a noun? Is kite a verb, action? Or is kite an adjective describing? Okay, let's see what everyone does. Put up your color. I'm getting ready to show mine. And if you went with noun, you are correct. I had to scoot that back a little. I kept losing my noun word for your screen. So I'm going below right here. I'm going to put my yellow dot. So you should have yellow, blue, yellow. That's the colors we should have right now. Okay, so I'm going right next door. Here I'm going next door. I'm going to the R-U-N, run. Run. Is run, the word run, like is it a noun? Is it a verb for an action? Are you doing that? Can you do it? Or is it an adjective describing something? Okay, let's see. Put up whatever you thought run was. Okay, ready? How many went red? Yes, run. Run is something you're going to do. If I'm going to do, that's an action. I got to move my body to run. I've got to move my body to run. So we finally got our first verb. So that one is red. Underneath run, I have the word grow. Grow. Is grow a noun? Is grow a verb? Remember, a verb is an action, something we're doing. Or is verb an adjective describing? That was a little tricky. That's a little tricky. I can see people going to different things. I'm going to show you what I did, and then I'm going to have to double check, and I'll have to double check that one and see. Sometimes some might go both ways. Grow. Adjective, describing. It's describing what it's doing. Describing what it is doing. So let's see if I can quickly, because you know how like sometimes I can ask Siri. Let's see if she answers me. Siri.
Go ahead.
Is the word grow a adjective?
Of a living thing undergo natural development by increasing in size and changing physically. Progress to maturity. Do you want to hear the next one?
No, thank you. Oops on me. Oops on me. I was thinking that's a verb. It's a verb. So oops on me. That is not blue. Grow is going to the verb area. Blue, red. Oops. So that is oops on me. I'm going to put an X on that. I do not want that. So oops on Mrs. Sievert on that one. I was second guessing myself on that one. So Red. So we have red on that. So is that something that we can always do? Can we look up something if we do not know for sure? We definitely can do that. We can definitely do that. And as you all know, does Mrs. Sievert have oopses? Oh yeah, I do have oopses. And is that okay to have oopses? Yes. What helps us is after we have our oopses, guess what? We learn. We can learn and change our oops to getting it right. And that's what I did. I had my oops, changed it, got it right now. So we are good. Let's keep it going, keeping it going. Okay, so now we have the word underneath, sunny, sunny. Is sunny a noun, a verb, an action, something that's doing, or is it an adjective describing how it is? Okay, get your color. Who went blue? If you went blue, you are correct. Now, believe me, if I have any oopses, please just let me know. Say, Mrs. Sievert, you put one in the wrong spot. And yeah, definitely that means that you were paying attention. You were paying attention. Okay, so let's move over to here. So this word right here is, so over here you had red, red, blue. Okay, so now we're going over into like the middle area. And we have rainy, rainy. Is rainy a noun? Is rainy a verb something you're doing? Or is raining an adjective? Is it describing what's happening? Okay, let's see. Who went with blue? Describing it's raining outside. What's happening outside? Describing it is rainy. Okay, underneath rainy, we have the word duck. Duck. Quack, quack. So is duck a noun, a verb, or an adjective? Remember, verb is action, something it's doing. Adjective is describing. Okay, you got your color. Who went yellow? If you went yellow, you were right. Duck is a noun. It's a living thing. Underneath that is the word skip. Skip. Is skip a noun, a verb, action, something you're doing, or an adjective describing? Okay, you got your color. Who went red? Great job. Okay, my next one. So on that one, you should have had blue, yellow, red. Okay, going over here next to that one. Ready? My word is fly. Fly. Is that a noun? Is it a verb, action, something you're doing, or an adjective describing? How many went verb again? Because it's something they're doing. They're going to fly. And I guess that one, it just depends on what you're saying. When I was thinking of that word fly, I was thinking of a doing. I wasn't thinking of the insect, the fly, those things that fly. I don't like flies. So I am definitely, yeah, I was thinking more fly. It could have, depending, because remember those are the words, are homophones. That is one, a fly and a fly. A fly can be the insect, or they're going to, I'm going to go fly a kite, something I'm going to do. Okay, underneath, wet, the word wet. Is wet a noun? Is wet a verb, an action, something we're doing? Or is wet describing for an adjective? Okay, how many of you went blue? Great job. Underneath the word wet is the word windy. Windy. That it is windy. Yuma definitely can get windy. And then with our wind, the dust starts blowing, but it definitely can be windy. So is windy a noun, a verb, action, something we're doing, or an adjective describing our weather? If you went with handy dandy blue, you got it again, correct. So in that one, you should have had red, blue, blue. Okay, so now we're going to our last one. The last one is cloud. Cloud. I love big fluffy clouds. I do. They make me happy. When I see big fluffy clouds, I just love them. I love them. So this is a cloud, so it'd be one. I like clouds, so definitely I am plural, more than one. So I definitely like those. So what are we gonna go with cloud? How many of you went it's a noun? Good job. Okay, underneath that one is the word jump. Is jump a noun, verb, something doing, or an adjective describing? How many? Red. And my last one, butterfly. Butterfly. Noun, verb, or adjective. Handy dandy yellow. It is a noun. It is a noun. So what you need to do is on your paper up here, we need to make sure, so this one right here, this plant is nouns. We need to make that yellow. I'm making the pot yellow. So I'm just gonna know, so I'm gonna quickly, as you can see, I just did it very quickly. I colored it yellow. Put a dot or you color it quickly. And that knows all of these that were yellow are gonna go in this column. My middle one was the verb. So what color do you think I'm gonna color that water pan? You're right, if you said red. I just, again, went really quickly. I didn't color the whole thing. I just know that all my red are gonna go in that section. And then my adjectives, of course, are gonna be what color? Blue. So again, I'm doing it quickly. Definitely you take your time. The reason I'm doing it quickly is, do you need to watch me color? Nope, you do not need to watch me color. Okay, because what we're wanting to know, do you know nouns? Do you know verbs? Do you know adjectives? Okay, that's what that should look like. So amazing job on that. Okay, so I'm going to get ready to, we are going to turn the page, and I'm just going to kind of help you on this one just a teeny bit. You won't need help in the sense of what, how to find them. The only thing you might need help with is the instructions, reading the instructions. And this is what the directions, remember directions, instructions, same thing. Directions, look at the numbers on each player. So that's what you're gonna do. You're gonna look at the numbers on each player. The even number kids play soccer. And the odd number kids play baseball. So soccer is here. So we need to, so this is even numbers. So I'm gonna kind of stay with these colors I have. So I'm underneath where it says even numbers, I'm just gonna make this yellow. So make that yellow on yours. Make that yellow. And then I'm gonna only find one. I'm gonna find one even number player. I'm going to find one even number. So you look to see which one is an even number. Looking at all those, which one is an even number? So choose one of those that is an even number, and I'm going to get mine. So I went with, let me see, ooh. And I'm going to make her shirt yellow, okay? So I went with the 72, that I know 72 is an even number. Now what I have to do to find out who's on my team, of the soccer team, I am going to write her name, and her name is Jane. I'm going to write her name there. So I'm going to quickly do that. I'm going to write her name. Jane is part of my soccer team. Now, so there is Jane. And remember, that's a proper noun. All these names are proper nouns because it gets a capital. So Jane went there. Now, the odd numbers. I'm going to go blue. And this is just going to help you. Because it's color-coded, it's going to help you. So I did that blue, so this is all I did. So you can do that on the same as yours, so odd. Now I'm gonna find one odd number, one odd t-shirt, one jersey that has an odd number on it. Oop, I found mine. Now does yours have to be the same as mine? Now I'm gonna let you know, I did do blue. Blue is a little dark. It's kind of a little hard to see the name after you do it. Hopefully you can. You might want to write the name before you color it all the way in. As you can see, I did here. It's kind of hard to see that that was Sue. So be careful with that, okay? So I just did Sue. Now when I do this paper, I know, okay, this is like a reminder. Okay, ooh, that's an even number. All even players are soccer team players. All odd number players are playing baseball. Okay, so in your packet, now I'm going to show you, there's not much happening in this packet, as you can see. This was your page 1, which you need to just cut out and glue them now. Your page 2, we just did. Our page 2, we just did. Well, you got to continue and finish it, but I kind of gave you the directions. But page 3 is your writing. What do I want? I want you to use your nouns, your verbs, and your adjectives. but I wanted a story. I want it to keep going. I don't want you to say, the ball is big and red. The cat is little and brown. No, I want it to keep going. Whatever you're doing, if you're going to have a cat, whatever your noun is, tell me more what's happening. What is happening in there? Make it a story. Like if you were going to read it like a book, it keeps going and going and going. Okay? So please make sure you do that. And then I would love to hear what your story is. I know, remember, Oliver is I've got the challenge. Maybe one of your stories I will do your illustration for. But it has to be a story, a flowing story. So if you write a story and you want me to be the illustrator for it, and you want to be, I mean, it's kind of like the comedy illustration, because you never know. You know how Mrs. Sievert is an amazing drawer. Not an amazing drawer, but I do my best. I do try my best. I will do it. I will make your illustration to your story. If it's a story. Now, if you're just writing me blum, 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 and it's not flowing like a story, then until it flows like a story, I will be your illustrator. I think that sounds like fun. So you have an amazing day. We just got done with this packet. That is awesome. Excited to see about the stories. I want to see who's going to make me be an illustrator. Mystery. Okay. Have an amazing day. Remember who loves you. Jesus does, and so do I. Bye.